come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Okay, has anybody heard any news or anything like that? I seem to be missing if there's been any news in the world, maybe some gaming news or something like that, maybe. Has anybody noticed anything going on in the world? Probably not. It seems to have been a quiet news day. Quiet. Ooh, just a little bit of news. If you're turning up and you've not heard, there has been a small announcement from Paradox. For 2023, a new city builder game will be released. That game, of course, Cities Skylines 2. Everybody is going crazy in the chat. It's going to be a busy one tonight, I think, in the chat. Now, I don't want to brag. But I am bragging. I am bragging so much. I have uploaded it to Twitter at Edge of the Sofa. It's on at least one Facebook group as well. And I will try to remember to link it into the description at some point. But in 2021, I'm on the record, officially on the record, it was in my 12 Things I Want from Cities Skylines 2 video, as saying that we can expect Cities Skylines 2 sometime from May 2023. So, I am either a complete legitimate genius, totally lucky, or completely misguided. You know, it's one of those. I mean, they've announced it for 2023. Does that mean it might get put back to 2024 because gaming? Or does that mean they've rushed it out and it's going to be flawed and it's going to be broken and we're going to be moaning about it? Or is it going to be the best thing ever? I did notice, though, in the trailer video, at the start, not actual gameplay. Well, I mean, clearly it wasn't actual gameplay. But how much of that is from within the game mechanics, game engine itself, with cinematics and such, and how much of it is somebody being creative in a video machine? I don't know. What I do know is Cities Skylines 2 has been announced for 2023. It's coming this year, guys. Almost definitely. I say almost definitely. It's definitely, but they don't often put this Paradox. Paradox pretty reliable for getting games out in the year that they say that it's going to be out. I don't know. I guess if it's broken, they could put it back. Anyway, it's announced. Everybody get excited. So, a few shout outs before we get started. Who have we got in the chat? Dan's here, WRD Dan. Parker, I can't think of a Parker, is here. Tamada, hi Tamada357. I wonder. I still think it'll probably be targeted at like an entry-level PC by today's standards. Of course, entry-level PCs by today's standards are a little bit better than they were back when the original game was released. Anapu, the elephant is in the room. Then we have, I think that's everybody. Biffa thinks there was some gameplay. I think there is at least some in there, but I've only had a chance to look at it once. Maybe there'll be an analytics video or something like that, speculation video, or I don't know. Or maybe I just leave this to the other people. What do we think? 150 tiles confirmed for CS2 according to the Xbox achievement. 150? Yeah, I know, but how big's the tile? A tile could be like 2 square meters. But, not sure how large the tiles will be, but promising. Anyway, yes, indeed. I mean, I'm excited. Bear with me, I'm just coughing. I'll be right back. I think I'm back with you for the moment. I'll try and remember to mute the mic when I go into splutter mode. Anyway, so that will definitely mean changes to the channel. Also means I need to really rush out this complete guide to map making, because it'll be obsolete by the time I finished it. But I'm desperate to get it done. Episode 2 will be out on Sunday, and that is for general aesthetics. And then episode 3 is actually progressing quite nicely, and it might be ready in about 2 further weeks, which will be fun. Meanwhile, we have a what map to do. Also dynamic weather, seasons, hooray! Anyway, oh, Tamada, I'm sorry to see you. I might see you, Tamada. Never mind. That's a tomorrow joke, doesn't work. If they're smaller, it'll be interesting to build out. True. Or maybe they'll be about the same sort of size, or maybe they won't be squares. Maybe they'll be hexagons. Maybe they'll be dynamic shapes fitting in with the environment. I mean, I don't know. It's total speculation. Total speculation. But it's not speculation that there is a game coming. Right, okay. Today we'll be having a look at this map. At first glance, it looks bloody amazing. Loading screen report has reported 3 assets that didn't load in. I am subscribed, so I don't know why they haven't loaded in, but I'll get to those. I'm not even sure if they're required. They might be not even required, but we'll worry about that when we get there. So today's map, today's 7 PM map, is San Marino by Maverick. Gotta say, it does look rather nice. Now, San Marino, for those of you in different parts of the world. Oh, hi Richard, good to have you here. Yep. For those of you in different parts of the world, San Marino is a microstate within Italy, not in Italy, because that would make it sound like it's a small independent nation that is completely surrounded by Italy, in the same way that Andorra is a small nation, but it's I think it has both French and Spanish borders, if I'm remembering rightly. But yes, it's its own little country, really little, and also awful at soccer. They do their best, but they are awful at soccer. Anyway, so right, San Marino realistic 1-to-1 scale. We'll look at these two. Yes, I see 107 there. Realistic 1-to-1 scale mass transit. You will need mass transit for this one. Map is based on the scale height map of San Marino. Second again. Oh, sorry. Tickly asthmatic cough, and it's been bugging me all day. Surrounded by north central Italy. There you go. At the centre is Mount Titano, the highest point in the microstate on which the 3 towers, castle-like citadels, are situated. The map is as close recreation of the country. Okay, as close as possible. Good. Exciting. The terrain is not easy. It's quite a hilly area, so challenging. Not one for the new players. But of course, with Cities Skylines 2 coming out, you should be an experienced player by now. We've got an overlay which is nice. Thank you very much for the image overlay. Subscribe to the required collection. Okay, will do. Map is made keeping in mind the real location, so not much water, so challenging. Okay, there is no water source in the start tile, so good information. Not one for base game players then. So we're just going to remember all these bits of information. Okay. Procedural objects are just a second again. Procedural objects are in operation, and I had to restart the game. Well, I was a little bit late today. Had to restart the game from scratch because I didn't enable procedural objects. Didn't see it sat in there purposely screaming out at me. There's no train route in San Marino. The only way is through roads, but for the sake of playability, I provided connections on the edge of the map. So there we go. There'll be outside connections for rail. There are more than 4, so unlimited outside connections is a requirement. No controller, intersection marking tool, TMPE, highly recommended. Lots of trees, so tree anarchy, and lots of a fair chunk of props, but it's well under the limit. But they are placed on the road, so you require prop anarchy. So we've got loads of work going on here. We've got theme. We've got a theme mix, which we'll look at in a moment. The connection was made. Special thanks to Avoir Rev, good old Avoir Rev. We love Avoir Rev. And then we're good. Right, so start off with the theme mix. 13 items. Agrial Vert, 4K Pariah. Excuse me. Nature Reserve, Cuspe, Clara, Autumn, Not So Rocky, Revi, San Marino. That's the map. Theme Mixer 2, San Marino Theme Mix, the Farm Field Textures Pack 1, and Homecoming. So all of them. We haven't got a lot listed, so we're running with Realistic by Reaper, which is the new Realistic 1.2, basically, I would say. And then 107 items in this. I'm not going to read them all out. I'll just scroll slowly through them. 81 tiles recommended. I just don't see why not. A whole bunch of trees. Still coughing. And shrubs and trees and bushes and grasses and bridge. That does remind me. I've got to look out for. There's a bridge that didn't load, but because of the what are we talking about? Because of procedural objects, I had to change my loading screen settings, which means I've loaded in everything. So there are some things, many things even, that I have that won't be in this map at all. But anyway, I want to keep scrolling down slowly for those of you that really want to see all of this. And we're nearly at the bottom, I think. Yeah, nearly at the bottom. And there she goes. Right, everybody happy with it? I think this is going to be quite an in-depth flyover. I haven't got Google Earth open. I'm trusting Maverick in their recreation when they say that it's close to realistic. Oh dear, excuse me again. Right, okay. So, oh blimey, look at the chat going. Who's that there? So we've got Gerard's here. Hi Gerard. Stonebridge. Yeah, we've got quite a few things. Okay, let's have a look at the info screens. All of the trees there. I think, just bear with me again, just one second. Right, I'm back again. There's going to be a lot of that in this. I'm trying not to cough into the mic, but occasionally there will be the occasional splutter, and I apologise if that affects anybody's enjoyment. So anyway, we've got a little bit of field painting going on. Some very nice shapes with the trees. Very nice shapes with the trees there. Okay, if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, it's a low water map. We've got a few anchovies in the lake up there, and just a little dribble of water coming down here. It's definitely going to be challenging for those that really want to play base game style. Air route. Looks like we've got an air route there. Not expecting a shipping route, were we? No. And water flow. We know there's none in the start square, but it looks like we've got a little splash down here. A little circular splash. Got oh, that's a cliff. My bad. And then we got this river, real dry, struggly type river, which again I'm going to rely on the likes if random turns up to let me know whether or not they feel this is about right. But it's a dry area, so maybe. Okay, I think we have a look from above. I'm not even sure where was the start square in this place. Not that it matters that much. Here. Right, how are we going to get to here? Well, the obvious way would be to come from this corner, because then we can't miss it. We'll follow the route in. We'll hit the start square. Then once we're through that, we'll take a right at the roundabout, I think, in terms of the flyover route. So, right, let's have a look at what... So yeah, we've got the outside rail connection, which they did tell us about. We've got an interesting third arrow there. I don't know where it's come from, but let's not worry about it. And let's have a look at the map from down here. Really dramatic, really beautiful. This might score highly with me. Maybe. We're a bit early. What we got with these what we got with these lane markings, and they're actually central lights. So I'm looking here and going, oh, look at those little white lines there. Yeah, no, that's me flying past too quickly. Right, so we got power lines. 107 assets. The thing, if you're making a map and you've got 107 assets or requirements plus another 13 for the theme, so 120, that's a fair chunk. And you're not going to get penalized for it so long as you use them effectively and well. I've seen some maps in the past where I would say plus 100 assets, and you think, well, really, you could have got away with like a third of that, 30 assets, given say some of the standard. The thing is, it's quite easy to go overboard, especially if you're a newer creator, to get excited about, oh, I'm going to put this plant down here, and you only use it once, and you can possibly, if it's a key plant for that one location, sure, but there's often an alternate that you can use. So I'm just looking here at the landscape and the terrain texture going here, going into some grasses there. The land feels alive. The land feels very alive. And we've got our first intersection going there. That's very sweet, I have to say. Let's just check it for standards. Oh, look at this. Got graffiti. Now, signs one after the other. I was worried that might actually be traffic, one-way roads backing onto each other or something, but it looks okay. This is all very, very nice work. Let me just have a quick look in the chat. Glad you aren't penalised for having that many assets. Well, you can be, as I mentioned. Yeah, indeedy. Yeah, you can be penalised if you've got a lot of assets and there's no real reason for that many assets. It's just a bit unnecessary, really. But from what I've seen so far, I can't grumble at all about this. Just checking the overhang on the tree there, not interfering with the road. See, wouldn't normally stress too much about that one, but on a map of this quality, or potential quality, this is where I look for even more nitpicking than I would normally consider going for. Dirt tracks coming in from the side there. My grandfather used to live up one of those sort of tracks. Not in Italy. Or San Marino even. But yeah, just off of the dual carriageway, up a dirt track. It's our next little intersection there. I don't think we're at the start square yet. Pretty sure we're not. I think we've got a little way to go yet. Yep. Lots of good Sorry, just a second. That feels like a janky to me. You can tell by the little lane marking doesn't quite. Going to ignore that one. I'm not going to play about with it and try and like fix it or anything like that. But gonna have that just in the back of my head. Oh, a second again. Just a second again. Back again. Oh dear. Oh, what's going on here? Again, can't fault it because it is based on real life, and again, trees just right, isn't it? No grasses encroaching on the highway, on the roads, which I was half expecting. I'm guessing this is up a gradient. Guessing. Let's have a little look-see. Yep, there you go. There's your gradient. That explains why we have that snaking up the side. Come on. There we go. We follow this up. What? Hang on. Where are we? Are we getting up towards the start square area now? I'll just go a little bit higher and a little bit faster. Otherwise we will be here all night. Right, this might be the start square roundabout. Who knew they had roundabouts in San Marino? Oh, look at, there you go. The flag of San Marino. Memorize that. They'll be tested on it later. Look at this. Look at that. As start square areas go, that is just so enticing. Now, question is, just how hilly is it? Fairly hilly. So yes, going to be using your full building on slopes skill levels to get that looking a beautiful city. Very, very nice. San Marino flag on the workshop, eh? Who knew? Who knew? Who made it? I'm subscribed to it. I don't remember looking. Right. Oh, this is also... This might be the start square intersection. Hang on. Hang on. Let me... Are both of them? Right. So this is your start square intersection. That actually was your second tile. Or potential second tile. Come on, down here. Let's come down here. There we go. So this is very pretty. This is definitely going to handle a lot more traffic than the previous one. I thought they were slip roads for a moment, the pavements. Very neat. All of the quality. Is that a... That's alright, it's fine. Nothing wrong with that either. Nothing wrong with it. Excuse me. There was one thing I wanted to take a quick look at. So I'm imagining that I saw the vineyards down here. I imagine they're done to a high standard. Because we had vineyards the other day in an island map, and they felt like they were struggling somewhat. Right, here, the lower areas look really, really good. Up here, though, we have got a little bit of glitching into the terrain. So this is 9 out of 10, isn't it? 9.5 out of 10? No, 9 out of 10. So yeah, we found our first little proper grumble about detailing. Anyway, let's follow this up and see where we can get to. I said turn right at the roundabout, didn't I? Here we go. here's a roundabout. Oh, start simulation up, shall we? Sorry, bus. Right, we've got a little bit of... Mind you, these are the... This is always what to do with this. These are the grass sprites, in-game grass sprites. Hang on, I'm going again. Hang on a second. Right, so in-game grass sprites, which I would switch off. Personally, I would switch off. But where we have a theme mix, these are part of the theme mix, and so I'm assuming they've been switched on by Maverick for the theme mix, and so this would be a minor grumble. So a little bit of glitching there. Again, tiny little, this little corner of the roundabout, because roundabouts do have corners. Slightly glitchy. I mean, again, I'm just looking for reasons to grumble. Honestly, it's one of the best maps I've seen in a long while so far. So, I don't remember which way to go now. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. It's probably the wrong way. Let's go this way. We've got... oh, look at this. Here we go. This is definitely a minor gribble going on here. The same on the other side. That's unfortunate. I can only imagine on Maverick's computer we haven't got this. I can only imagine. I'm sure they wouldn't have left it like that. We're on the other side of Mount, was it Titano? Was it? I think. Something like that. Let's go for a little cruise. This is pleasing. I tell you what, I would be very, very happy to build on this. I'd be very, very happy to do a episode 2 of Race Day. Everybody seen Race Day? If you've not seen Race Day, check my channel. Search for Race Day. Yeah, this would work really well. Wonder that was again, I know this isn't Italy, but that was an Italian map as well. That was Tuscany. So same sort of corner of the world. Here's that stone bridge. A little bit of stop-start traffic here. Just a little bit. So I'm going to get a bit of a tailback going on there. It's a little unfortunate. But yes, that stone bridge. Oh, come on. Will you guys please stop doing exceptional stuff? Makes me feel inadequate. Anyway. I don't even know which way I'm going now. Have we seen enough of the road networks? I think we probably have. Let me just zoom around and check out a few bridges and stuff. We've seen the standards. We've seen the sort of routing. This is Dry River, clearly. Now, what I would normally do is I'd look at these rivers in terms of... do I believe that it could be a working river? Because at the end of the day, rainy season, sometimes you see these rivers and they don't quite work. But I mean, a few of these just feels a bit, especially here, sort of this, the detailing here implies excuse me, that the river runs here, but when we come down to here, the river runs over there. So a little bit of potential discussion points, I feel there. few of you will say, yep, that's absolutely how it should be. And that's fine. Rivers and streams. So yes, it's dry. We've got low water flow. Does it feel glitchy, or does it feel right? Well, we have got a little bit of, yeah, we've got a bit of water running over there. That is actually, there is water flow there. Have we got that here? We have. What about here? Does appear to stop here. It's flowing through. Oh, it is coming through now. Maybe I just need to give the game a few more minutes to... Let me speed the simulation up again. Maybe it's just hasn't a chance to fill up since I loaded the game. Again, I loaded the game twice, so I haven't had a chance to let this simulation run for very long. So we're going to give the river. I've moved the simulation up to speed 3. I've not touched the speed slider. We'll fly around and look at a few other areas, and we'll come back and check the river a little bit later on. But I think that might just be a question of letting the river fill in its own time. This is gorgeous, isn't it, guys? This is gorgeous. Right, okay, anyway. I've been deliberately avoiding the focal point, which is over here. Pretty sure a lot of this is done with procedural objects, so let's go and have a look at that first of all. Procedural objects, there we go. So yes, a lot of procedural object work going on here. Also, what's going... Oh, I see. Gotcha, that's fair enough. So procedural object work. Let's have a look at what they've done. So the cliff face first of all. Now I've seen photos of this ridge. I don't know how much they've tried to exactly match the cliff face, but I would say, just from memories, if you showed me this and said, where in the world is that? I would guess San Marino, actually. So, as just general layman's knowledge of the area, I think they've done a good job. I don't know how good a job, but they've done a good job. This is nice. So it's a castle, isn't it? If you want to break into the castle, that's how you're going to do it, up and through there. Very dramatic, very nice. Next one. Big castle walls going on here. Great view. Oh, speaking of views, we've got to have a look at the views in a moment. Okay, and then finally, this tower. Gorgeous asset. Gorgeous asset. Again, I have no idea who made these. But whoever is responsible can take a pat on the back. It's lovely work. Right, okay, let me park this camera. Nope, right, hang on, no, I'm bouncing. I'm bouncing. Let me try that again. Right, and right, I'm not seeing. I'm seeing a rock. It's not going to work. I'm going to have to hover. Right, we'll try that again. Right, so what's the view like from up here? I mean, I guess this is meant to be looked at, not looked away from. Because while that looks bouncing, while that looks fine, it doesn't look as good as when you're looking towards it. So, yeah, there is that. Let's have that. Hang on a second. Just check the chat. I haven't looked at this for a while. Walking up one street at night, suddenly heard the Macarena being blasted. Macarena. It's a very good looking map so far. I am going to mute for a few moments. I'll be back again in just a moment. Might be a second. And I am back again. Right, I took the opportunity to actually give it a good old blast, you know. So hopefully whatever's tickling back there will be shifted away. Right, okay. So we've had a look at the central area. We've had a look at the networking, which I think we can all agree is better than average. Fields. I'm liking the shapes of the fields. Specifically liking this potential second tile here. I can just see buying this and being a village build in here. Farming village really does entice me to want to have a go at that. The shapes of the trees are really very good. Liking this. What's this? Oh, it's the stream network. I'm not a fan of the stream network, and it's not that it was McWelshman, wasn't it? It's not that McWelshman hasn't done a good job. They have done a very good job. I just don't feel it. I just don't. That stream is, yeah. I can see places where it can work. If you're doing like, I'm thinking like a Japanese build. And then you can have, you know, they have these little streams or whatever between the houses. I think that could work really well. There are places it will work. Don't think I've seen, I mean, maybe one map where I thought that really added something. I don't hate it on this map, but I don't know if I really like it on this map. Actually, more importantly, here we go. This is the if this was going to be an all-star map, I'll be coming down here. I'll be going into terrain mode. Because this has got to be all downhill or all uphill, I guess. You can't undulate at all on this because this is a stream. You know? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it now, but yeah, that would be for all-star status. If you're going to put that in there, you've got to have it right. We're not going to be all-star status because we have found a little bit of glitching. Right, are we back to this river? Is this the river? Or is this the dry river? This might be the dry river. And again, also with the stream here, ends here, doesn't transition. Because it can't, because it's a dry river. Minor gribbles. Minor gribbles. Oh, blimey, that's actually its own little thing. Where's this river? Here it is, isn't it? Is this it? Oh, man. Oh, look. We've even got the little waterfalls. Quality. Right, okay, now it's had time to sort itself out. Let's follow this river or stream down. Got a little bit of terrain glitching here. It can be cleaned up. Got some floating rocks, which I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. But you've got a few more here as well. But yes, a few floating rocks. That's going to be some sort of prop anarchy thing. These, however, are non-terrain conforming grasses. So they are they are literally sticking out the side of the what's this, canyon. Going with canyon. I feel mean being so picky when you get a map as nice as this. When you just, yeah, we've got a little bit of glitchy water here. I think we are just a little bit underwater flow. You can still have a light water river without it being glitchy. And here, there we go. We've actually got a lump in the river here. The water's glitching through it because it's finding its own route, but it's if this was stagnant water, so this was just a little pool of water here because the river is dry, I'd accept it. I would absolutely accept it if this was just pools of water. And but we do have flowing water coming down here, so for me this is like that. Hang on. So water's got as far as here, and then it's completely dried out. Like here, stagnant water, or so it appears. I want to see, do we have? We don't have any spawn points there though. So this is water that's being fed by the river, or has been fed by the river. Wow. Well, you know in advance that you're going to be fighting with a dry river. It's not like it hasn't been said in the description. But yeah, I think I would like to see a little bit more life in the river. A little bit more. Well, either a mate. Here we go. This one here is still. It merges in, and then it stops, and then it's going to merge in, and it's going to stop. So yeah, the rivers are close. I think the last time we saw a map like this gorgeous. Slightly more so actually. It was prior. Was it prior? It was called. The theme has got a slightly different spelling, isn't it? But it's still called prior. And that one unfortunately had some with the main river, but that was a lot more dramatic in how clear it was. This, I mean, you could ignore it, because it is a low river. It's meant to be a dryish river, so you could sort of ignore that happening, but it is definitely a bit glitchy. Hey ho, right. So is there anything else? We've got some nice field work. The theme mix is excellent. I mean, the theme mix is excellent. Got some good networking with a little bit of glitching here and there. I think that's it. I think we are about done. I'm going to set the camera, I think, over here by the iconic mount. There we go. How's about that? Let me have a little look at the chat before I start rating this thing up. What have we got going on? Floating rocks, yeah, Jedi work. 544 because it's hilly, Dan. Okay. Can't wait for 2. Absolutely. CS2 is coming. It's been announced, and again, it's predicted by me. 2023. This was 2 years ago, so it's another pat on my own back. I'm gonna be living off of this for a long while, you know that. You get sick of me saying it. Excuse me. So yes, yeah, the trailer, Gerard, is very professionally done. I don't think you're going to get much in terms of what the game's going to be like from the trailer. But if it's even 30% of what the trailer is teasing us, it's potentially going to be very good. Of course, be prepared. There's going to be loads of DLC. What's the game not going to give us is the question. Right. 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 I think I'm going to rate this thing up. BBB is magical. I don't know. I don't know about magical, but yes, I'm a legend. Legend even. Right. Okay. Aesthetically. Wow. I want to say 5 stars. I'm trying to persuade myself not to give it 5 stars. The glitchings. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give 5 stars for aesthetics. How harsh would it be for me to say it's a really high 4? To be fair, no, I'm bugger. I'm going to come back to the aesthetics. I'm going to come back to that. Detailing is a 4. It's a high 4. It's not a super high 4, but it is a high 4. The overall standards are excellent. We've got a few little glitches here and there. And like I say, in terms of the rivers, there's 1 or 2 of the dry rivers that definitely isn't detailed right. But I don't think anybody else is really going to notice it. So yeah, I'm going to go for a lowish high 4. Does that make sense? Above middle 4. Above middle 4. Gameplay. Gameplay. For what it is, it's amazing. Very tempted. In fact, I would have been very tempted to go 5 stars. I would have been. But that river, while we can imagine it's not, I would say that water flow is it's the fact that it stop-starts and it's not consistent, and you need a bit of consistency, especially if you're going to be building, let's say, a cottage or something like that close to the river, and you build it because it's dry, and then it gets temporarily flooded every, I don't know, 3 months or something like that because the water is glitching through. I can't go 5. I can't go 5. You know, I'm going to go for middle 4. For what it is, I'm not saying this is the most playable of playable maps. It's not an easy map, but that's covered in the description. It's the sort of map that you need 120 subscriptions to play it. So you know in advance it's a big thing. There's no secrets made of it. And so it's, you know, if you're a flat map player, this is not a 5-star map. But I'm going to go for a middle 4. Middle 4 for that. Back to the aesthetics. Do I give it 5 stars? My reluctance, I'm going to move the camera around. Because I'll say, this looks amazing. That looks really good as well. It's looking over the cliff this way. And it's just meh over here. It's not too bad that way. And of course you can't expect to have it beautiful in every direction. But I'm feeling that this area down here, is this area lacking some love? Or is it just that some parts of the world you can't get a... No, I'm going 5 stars. Screw it. Screw it. I'm trying to talk myself out of it. I'm sure there are going to be people who disagree with me, but I'm going to go for the 5th. So yeah, 5 for aesthetics, medium-ish high 4 for detail, and a middle 4 for gameplay. Seal of approval through and through. And that is that. Okay, that's all we got here. Okay, for detailer, yes, 544, yep. Definitely detailer's map. Someone who wants to recreate. It was going to be so beautiful. So beautiful. Rock face looks amazing. Yeah, procedural object work there is excellent. Too many assets. There isn't. I disagree, AB. I disagree. There are a lot of assets. I agree with that. Too many assets would be... I mean, the only one I would agree is with the network ditch stream thing. I feel that isn't necessary. Maybe it needs necessary because there is a ditch stream in that location, which is why Maverick has put it there. But everything else, I'm not seeing anything here where I'm going, yeah, that should... You can get rid of that. You can get rid of that. I'm not seeing it. I'm feeling it. It's brilliant. It's too many assets if you've got a potato, but that's... I can't mark down the map because somebody might have a potato. So, yeah. No one was disagreeing with 5 stars for aesthetics. Oh, bless you. So, yes. Yeah. Not too many. Not too many assets. A lot of assets, but not too many. Oh. I might have lost the stream. Potentially losing the stream. At that point, I think we'll end the stream now before I lose it. Might catch a few of you later, the 9 PM. Link will be on the Patreon page. Do check that out if you want to catch the second review. Second review is going to be, I'm going to have to just check because I don't have it to hand, Welcome to Wairu by a Measle Missile, as requested by the retired Mandalorian. So if you like their requests, then it's good. Oh, bless you. Okay. AB, I see your comment, AB. Ah, yes, indeed. Yes, you're right. There are a lot of assets. I give you that. Anyway, I think we're good. Yeah, I got a bit concerned because the connection with my downstairs laptop went, and that's usually a sign that the Wi-Fi is about to go. But we held in there. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to disappear. I'll do the cinematics for this. And I'll see a few of you a little bit later on for another one of these things. Okay, thanks for watching. I've been BonBonB, and you've been very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.